because of today's events, and so she may just come home.
For once, this didn't seem to be just an occasion for political grandstanding, Jen.
No, it really wasn't. There was a palpable feeling of solemnity and even unity in the House today. All the leaders referred to the fact that the world will be changed from now on after the events of this morning. They all spoke of the fact that the attack wasn't just against the United States of America, but indeed against every Western democratic society, including us. Richard Prebble pointed out that we are the first democratic parliament here in New Zealand to resume sitting after the attack, and there was a real feeling that it must be business as usual, that these terrorists had targeted Western democracies, and that we must be seen to getting on with the business of democracy.
Jen Nolan from Parliament, thank you.
Well, Australian Prime Minister John Howard was in Washington when the Pentagon was attacked. Indeed, his hotel was within sight of the Pentagon. He's now been moved for security reasons to the house of the Australian ambassador.
The Prime Minister was holding a news conference at his Washington hotel only minutes after the catastrophe in New York, when terror struck again only 3 kilometres away at the Pentagon. Through a window in the room next door to Mr Howard, flames and smoke could be seen suddenly billowing from the nerve centre of the US military, the site of a third major terrorist attack. Mr Howard was there only the day before. As US soldiers and police took control of Washington's streets, American Secret Servicemen and Australian federal agents immediately evacuated the Prime Minister from his hotel. As the White House, just across the park from Mr Howard's hotel, was also evacuated, he was rushed to the safe haven of the Australian Embassy 10 blocks away. Secret agents unloading semi-automatic weapons and sealing the building. All non-essential personnel of the 80-member staff was sent home. A clearly moved Prime Minister emerged 3 hours later to express his horror at what he called an act of war.
America has been hurt by today's events, but the American spirit will not be daunted or bowed or diminished by these events.
Mr Howard announced he'd sent a message to US President George W. Bush assuring him of Australia's support.
Here the government set up an 0800 number for New Zealanders wishing to inquire about or report missing relatives in New York and Washington. That number is 0800 872 111. That's 0800 872 111 for the New Zealand Police and Foreign Affairs Helpline.
So this Thursday night on the panel, great guest, we're talking 6-time Australian Rally champion Possum Morland's going to be on the show.
Driving the Rex.
No, it's an Impreza, Subaru Impreza. Yes, Mr. Racy Man. So Possum Morland's going to be on.
Canton stir-fry sauces full of crisp, fresh vegetables. So good, the kids will eat all their veggies. Eventually. For a stir-fry the whole family will love, you can't go wrong with Canton.
Sleepyhead. Better beds, better sleep. Available only from Sleepyhead authorised dealers.
The brand new Suzuki Vincent 500cc Quad Runner. Win it from The Rock this Rocktember. Listen to Nick and Raj on the Morning Rumble to win Rocktember with The Rock.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It, bit, you're it. Inky, pinky, ponky. Ah, it's no good. You'll have to choose. To celebrate our millionth customer, Vodafone are giving $1 million to a New Zealand charity. And you can vote for which one. Text the name of your favourite charity to 369 or visit our website. Anyone can vote as often as you like.
Bonjour, I'm Kim.
And I'm Corbet.
Nice.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, we're saving electricity, Corby.
Good one. Anyway, the good news, More FM is giving away free trips to Club Med Chateau Royale in Noumea flying Air Calam. Kim, the postcard?
Right, look at this.
Oh.
Beautiful beach. To win, listen to More FM, grab this postcard.
And more importantly...
How about you and I get naked and take a hot shower together?
Oh, no, you go first. There's plenty of hot water.
Hot on the satellite and exclusive to TV3, the MTV Video Music Awards 2001. Linkin Park, Alicia Keys, Missy Elliott, Destiny's Child, Eve, Stay, Britney Spears, Jennifer Lopez. The MTV Video Music Awards 2001, Friday.
The World Trade Center attack was too close for comfort for an Auckland man who was flying past the building when the second hijacked aircraft tore into it. As the inferno unfolded, Grant Scanlon feared for his life, not knowing whether his plane was a terrorist target too.
Pictures that have shocked the world and a scene that was witnessed firsthand from the air by ex-Aucklander Grant Scanlon aboard a United Airlines domestic flight over New York.
There's just this huge orange burst of flame and a plume of black smoke. I was pretty scared. When you're up there in the air, not knowing what's going on, you can see, a couple of the World Trade Center towers on fire, and all you want to do is be on the ground pretty quick.
Scanlon's worked and lived in Chicago as a computer consultant for the last 3 years. He was flying to New York on business.
All of a sudden, the plane had been descending, pilot cut to full power, and the plane just ascended really quickly. I mean, emergency power. And the pilot came back on the PA and said, well, in case you haven't already figured it out, we have to divert to Philadelphia International because of a terrorist attack on New York City.
Those aboard the plane thought they were a possible target.
And at that stage, of course, everyone in the plane is freaking out. I felt like a sitting duck. I was peering out the window trying to find anything that might, conceivably be coming our way.
32-year-old Scanlon had only been back in the States a week after visiting family in Auckland. Fearing for his own life, family was his first thought.
As soon as I heard the word terrorist attack, I phoned my wife because, if our plane was going to be involved, then I wanted her to be the last person I spoke to.
Scanlon's plane landed safely in Philadelphia, and he's now back in New York and planning to stay on the ground for a long time. Jeff Hampton, 3 News.
Grant Scanlon was by no means the only New Zealander to witness the World Trade Center disaster. Others were on the ground, dangerously close to being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Indeed, saved only because they were running late for work.
Oh my God, there it goes!
These scenes of chaos, replayed repeatedly today, were what greeted New Zealander Rhina Webster when she awoke this morning. But it wasn't television pictures. She watched the real thing from the roof of her Manhattan Island apartment.
But it was everyone in the street crying, and even, all through Brooklyn, everyone poured out of their homes and were on roofs, kind of embracing each other and trying to support, it's horrifying.
On leaving Manhattan Island later, she described a group of parents anxiously waiting at the train station.
They were obviously looking for their loved ones, and they were surveying the train to see if they'd get off. And they weren't there, and so they were breaking down, and that was horrifying. It's like a war zone, it really is.
Cameron Childs is on his OE and had a sleep in this morning instead of going with his original plan.
As it would happen today, I planned to go to the Twin Towers today at 9 a.m. in the morning. I was very relieved, believe you me. It's been a long day.
Another late sleeper, Craig Gribble, works in the Financial Trade Building at the World Trade Center. He's thankful he was running late for work and was still at home when the attack happened.
Just hard to believe these people were just going to work this morning like I would have been. Yeah, quite shocking.
Journalist Ray Lamb spent the morning asking people in the streets for their stories. This from a priest she met.
He'd been into a church down there. One of the first casualties that he was aware of was in fact another priest.